Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Hariom Singh. I'm from Hindu College, Moradabad. I teach English. Today I'm going to discuss a play called The Hairy Ape by Eugene O'Neill. We'll begin with the background. Eugene O'Neill was born in New York on October 16, 1888 to James and Ella O'Neill. He was blessed to have a protected childhood and was educated at a boarding school. Eugene was a student at Princeton University for a year from 1906 to 1907, though he didn't complete the degree. After leaving the studies, he started educating himself, what Eugene would call later life experience. O'Neill was the first American playwright to receive Nobel Prize for Literature. He wrote 20 plays and many short stories between 1920s to 1940s. His plays are based on the tragedy of human condition. He shows the problems of human being, the problems of individual, the problem of industry, the problem of globalization as well as industrialization. He uses expressionist technique and symbols in his drama. In the last years of his life, he had nervous disorder and died in 1953. Now we will come to the summary of the play. The play opens in the stokehole of a transatlantic ship on a voyage from New York. There are a number of sailors in the cramped space who are shouting, laughing, singing, cursing, and drinking. Since the ceiling is low, they cannot stand upright. This emphasizes their natural stooping posture as they are shoveling coal into the furnace. Most of the men are stripped to waist and resemble the primitive Neanderthal man. The writer calls them as Neanderthal or primitive man. Since working for long hours and stooping all the time, their backs as well as arms have become comparatively stronger. Now we will come to the protagonist of the play. Yank is the protagonist of the play. He is the fiercest of all the men and he is the leader of his team in the stokehole. Everybody else is afraid of him since he is the strongest man. The men in the stokehole talk about their homes, which irritates Yank because for him there is nothing like home. Yank left his home when he was only 8 and he did all the odd jobs that he could find. Now he is working in the stokehole of a ship. His parents died early and we can call him he was a orphan. Another worker called Long makes a Marxist speech to the stokehole man. Yank doesn't like him and calls him to stop. Yank does not like the Marxist or socialist ideas and he stops the person called Long not to deliver the speech and not to say anything. There is one more character in the play. His name is Paddy. Paddy is a person who is longing for the past and he remembers his old days all the time. According to Yank, he is living in the past or the memory of the past. So Yank also does not like Paddy. Yank is a person who has a misconceived notion of belonging. He thinks that he is the one who belongs to the ship. He is the one who feeds it. He is the one who runs it. And because of him, she is running. According to him, she is running 25 knots an hour. Another character in the drama is called Mildred. According to playwright, Mildred is the antagonist of the play. Mildred is a young woman who is traveling on the deck of the ship with her aunt. Mildred wants to do social service that is not liked by her aunt. Her aunt calls it slumming. Mildred symbolizes the affluent but helpless bourgeois class that feeds on the misery of the poor or have-nots. Mildred wants to visit the Stockhole and manages it by telling a lie that her father has allowed her to visit. The engineer takes her to Stockhole, though reluctantly. The moment she enters into the Stockhole, she sees Yang, who is shoveling coal in the furnace. The moment she sees Yang, she gets shocked after seeing Yang and the condition in the Stockhole. The shock was so great that Mildred gets fainted and she calls Yang a filthy beast. Since she is fainted, she is carried by two engineers that were escorting her. The fellow workers mock Yang and calls him filthy beast. Yang gets very angry and wants to hit Mildred, but is controlled by other fellow workers. Now Yang gets the shock of his life, or sometimes writer calls it epiphany. He is not able to understand that he does not belong to the ship he is working, and his sense of belonging is broken after meeting with this lady called Mildred. Now Yank wants to revenge on Mildred, whom he calls Skinny Tart. Yang goes to Fifth Avenue with Long and wants to take revenge on all the rich people who are living there. He attacks them when they come out of church. Consequently, he is prisoned. He thinks that he is prisoned because of Mildred's father's influence. He bans the bar of the prison but is controlled by the guards. After this, Yank visits IWW, that is International Workers of the World. It is an organization. It is an organization for the welfare of workers. But he is rejected by the organizer, or he is rejected by the secretary of the organizer, because secretary thinks that Yank is a spy who wants to destroy all the bourgeois class with the help of weapon. Next morning, he goes to a zoo where he sees a gorilla caged. In the cage, he tries to shake hands with the gorilla and talks to him and says that they are alike, both caged and taunted. They are the victim of sophisticated society. He shakes hand with gorilla, who crushes him to death. At this point, O'Neill says, "At last, he belongs." Monkeys gather around him. The theme of the belonging runs throughout the play, since the beginning to the end. In the beginning he wants to belong to the ship. Later he wants to belong to the IWW people, but they also reject him. And in the end, when he wants to belong to an animal called gorilla, and gorilla crushes him to death or kills him, so his sense of belonging is broken and shattered, and he could not belong to anyone. There is a time in the play when a policeman arrests Yang, and Yang asks and policeman says that he has been disturbing the people, that's why he is being arrested. So Yang says, the only flaw that I have is that I was born. So my birth is the flaw. Writer has tried to present the condition, or the filthy condition, or the dirty condition that capitalist has created for workers. No matter how hard they work, no matter how long they work, they cannot achieve enough food, clothes, or living. Their only motto is to earn more and more money. Eugene O'Neill also uses expressionist technique. He uses lights and shade to show the dark life of the workers and the life, or the beautiful life of the people who are staying at the deck of the ship. And he uses other expressionist technique like sound. There is no peace even for a moment in the stockhole of the ship. So the writer has tried to show how poor people's life, or poor people like Yang's life could be made better if society thinks about them, if society works for them. Hmm. So this is the summary of the play. In the next slide, in the next video, I will discuss the major themes of the play. Thank you.